In a post on X, Washington Examiner reporter Anna Giaritelli wrote, quote, "For people who say they don't know a DC crime victim, hi, I'm Anna. In 2020, I was attacked while walking to the post office, blocks from the Capitol. A homeless man lunged at me and assaulted me. I survived, but that day changed my life." Anna Giaritelli is a Homeland Security reporter for the Washington Examiner. Thank you so much for coming on to tell your story. I can't even imagine how horrifying and terrifying that must have been for you. I'm so sorry that you had to go through that. Can you walk us through that moment, how you've been changed from that? And I guess now that you're trying to help other women, other people from not going through the same thing.
Yeah, and the reason I came out is because I think the media and others misunderstand what the cover-up of crime is in DC. So I was on a walk in 2020, walking to the post office, and a homeless man lunged at me, attacked me, and in the process sexually assaulted me. I was able to get away that day. People ran over and helped me get away from him. He was caught through DNA evidence. He already had a criminal history in DC, and so his DNA was in the system. But he went on to get arrested 5 more times before we went to trial. He ended up going to federal prison. But in those 5 arrests, he was released from jail the following day, all 5 times. And so I left DC because I didn't feel that the city, the courts were protecting me from him.
Thank you for sharing that. I know that's a sensitive topic, and you were able to do so here on this program. And I know that our viewers appreciate that as well. And obviously your readers do too, because you wrote an op-ed recounting your story that you just did. You said DC's crime statistics don't account for this specific attack that Anna, again, was talking to the viewers about. In the op-ed, you wrote, quote, "My attacker was arrested on the street months later, charged and pleaded guilty to his sex abuse charge. Nearly 2 years later, MPD's Crime Cards Online statistics page omits mentioning it, though. When I asked MPD in 2020 why my incident was not on its crime map, an MPD spokesman said the city only includes first-degree felonies under its crime stats." Now, many on the left, Democrats and colleagues of yours in the media, they point to the numbers over and over, and the stats and the crime stats going down. They're down in D.C., criticizing the president for putting more law enforcement there. Based on your experience, can you talk about that op-ed that you wrote and the numbers that are coming out of the Metropolitan Police Department and how they're being documented? You've seen it firsthand. Can you weigh on that?
Yeah, this is the first time I've spoken out this past week about this. And I say objective as a reporter, but I'm speaking out because I actually have this experience. A man went to federal prison for what he did to me that day. And yet the DC police don't have one tally on their stats for what he did to me. That doesn't count. It wasn't severe enough. And so the question is, how many more victims, not just of sex abuse crimes, but other felonies whose perpetrators have gone on to prison, are not counted in these stats? Because we can't fix, the Trump administration can't address this if they don't know the extent of actual crime. And so that's why I'm coming out, because we can't, address the situation what we don't know of. And I haven't heard from, different media personalities and reporters. I'm glad they haven't had a crime experience. I really am. No one should. But no one's reached out to say, well, how did this happen to you, and how many more are there? I think that needs to be part of the conversation. At least get a fair look at what's going on.
Information. Truth is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.